Now, to my own story, I was the deputy global manager of what the World Bank on their website say the largest statistical economic comparison program in the world. It compares economies in 190 countries. For 7 years, I was the second person in command. For a year and a half, I was the top person running that. But for that year and a half, they did not want to give me the title global manager because they said Europeans would not accept a black man at that level. For a year and a half, they had a white consultant appearing as though he was the one who was managing it. World Bank staff rule does not allow consultants to manage anything. So he was simply a front person, the white face of this largest project in the world. Even though I was running it, everything that I'm telling you has been published in many reports in over 30, 40 newspapers around the world. The most comprehensive report was done by Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland. It's a 73-page report. Jesse Jackson has written about 7 articles on my case, one of which was an open letter to the Pope saying that, look, Europeans and Americans are doing this to Black people. Maybe you have a voice that the world can hear you. You have to intervene. Finally, I applied for the global manager position, even though I was told, do not apply, we will not give it to you, and you will put us in a difficult situation with the Europeans because they will not accept you. And I said, no, if the Europeans are not ready to accept me, tell them to leave the program, but I would apply. When I applied, they had to find a way to disqualify me from being qualified for the position. What they did was they got into my HR file and wiped out all my management experience from the HR file. As hard as it is to believe, it is reported everywhere. And the evidence is there. The 73-page report I told you about by Chris Van Hollen, by the senator, shows the before and after of my record. And because of that, they disqualified me. And after I fought, they terminated me. It's a long story, but I'll cut it short. In 2014, one of the U.S. senators, Senator Barbara Mikulski, she was the person in charge of the appropriation committee who she decided who gets money and who doesn't. She threatened the World Bank, if you do not put his record back, I'll cut your funding, billions of dollars. The World Bank sent me a memo saying, we will restore your record in your files, in my HR file. Oh, that's fine, wonderful. But what they have done as part of this retroactive downgrading of my record, what they had done was they have gone on their website and wiped out all the references that I was the deputy global manager and then I was managing it. And I had laid a number of groundbreaking studies where my name and title showed, including a statement that this study was led by Yonas Biru and a group of another 20 economists. So from all that, they have deleted my name and put a white manager's name. So I said, if you have now corrected my record inside the World Bank, and you have sent to me the corrected file saying this is your official file as it appears in your record, oh, wonderful. Now you change the record on your website. That's when they came back and they said, your record is too good to be true for a Black person. We will not acknowledge it in public. I know this is too hard for you guys to believe, but this is all in writing, and it has been published in I don't know how many newspapers. The case is currently in Trump's White House on his chief of staff's position. So all that happened. Fast forward to 2019, there was enormous pressure, international as well as national, interestingly, from the conservative group. Two of Trump's cabinet members, including his only black cabinet member, Ben Carson, and another one, Ken Cuccinelli, they wrote saying that this case has to be resolved, the Trump administration has to get involved, so on and so forth. In May 2019 and August 2019, they sent to me a written statement saying, we will correct your record on the website. Some of the things that they have put on their website is unbelievable. But they had to destroy my character, they had to destroy my profession and my integrity to say that, look, this guy is not qualified. How can we give him a global manager position in one of the most important World Bank projects in the world that is covered in 190 countries? There is no other program or project that covers the entire 190 countries, because mostly European countries are not part of the World Bank's program, except in this program that I managed. Because we were comparing economies around the world, we have to also study their economy and say France is higher than Germany, or Germany is higher than France, and they are both higher than Brazil or Russia, that kind of work we did. So, but still, since, even though in May and August 2019, they have agreed to also correct my record on their website, they have not done so. You may wonder, how can this happen in the 21st century in an institution that purportedly works for the, for the World Bank, for African countries? The racial discrimination in the World Bank is systemic. There are 17 World Bank studies that have concluded racial discrimination is systemic. Black people are segregated in the Africa Vice Presidency, they are dehumanized and so on, but they still have not done anything. Until my case started some 10 years ago, and until I started fighting them for 10 years, and now where we are. So